Okay, so now that the jails are installed and configured, basically, we're going to go through and install ownCloud and set that up. So go back to the Nas4Free forums, go back to the jails. This time there's a forum here called How to Install ownCloud inside a jail. So pretty straightforward. Click on here. So again, thanks to user Ralph for the how-to, and also FS Ruva for this script that he's done, which is absolutely amazing. It basically takes you through the steps, fairly automated, and installs ownCloud and mysql and encrypts it and everything. So it's brilliant. So there's a couple of things we need to do. So go down here, just you can read through this, but if you go to the second post here, the post by Fabriza here, what we need is actually it gives you a very brief explanation of what it's going to do, but the steps we want are actually here. So we've got the jail installed and configured, so we need shell access, so we've got putty, which is what we've been using. So inside of putty we want to just copy and paste, so you can type that. We've only got one jail, so jail execute one command shell. So as you can see, we're now inside the jail, so we're logged in as root inside the ownCloud jail that we've just created. It's important to do that. We want this script that has been written by FS Ruva. So again, copy and paste. It's pretty straightforward. We do have to make a couple of little modifications. Whoops. So we want to make this file executable, so copy that, paste. Before we actually run it, two things I want to do is I'm going to add in a couple of little commands that I found useful for me. Is I use this editor, Nano editor, so I'm just going to add this. If you never used Linux before, the Vim or VI and some of the other ones are very counterintuitive if you're used to Windows. But this Nano editor is very similar to like a notepad, so I find it very easy to install. So I'm just going to install that. And before we execute, so the next thing we want to do is we actually want to go in and make a couple of little changes in this script. So we go nano ownCloud underscore in jail. So this is the script that we've just downloaded. A couple of things to note. Up here we need to I made my IP address 200 before, so we've got to change that. So we go over here, so my jail IP is 200. You can make this port whatever you want. I'm gonna leave it 81. I want the latest version of ownCloud, so I'm going to go 6.0.3, and then just scroll all the way down to the bottom. You want to change 6.0.3 here as well. It's important to do that, otherwise it won't work. And that's pretty much it. So change the ownCloud version there, don't worry about anything else, and change your IP address here and your ownCloud version there. That's got to be done. So to save this, press Control O. Down the bottom says file name, so we're going to overwrite it, and then Control X, we exit. Okay, so now we can execute it. So to execute it in here, you can copy this. It's basically a dot / and then the file. So we're going to run through this. So we're just going to sit back and wait, and I'll be right back when it's finished downloading all these packages. It'll take a few minutes. Okay, so now it's done. Okay, so now that it's done, it's created a group and a user ID for that group. So automatically, now we're just going to go through, if we just go through and answer all these questions, it's going to set up the OpenSSL for us and the MySQL database shortly. So first thing is enter the current password for root. So if this is a first brand new install and you don't a first install, so just no password yet, click enter. So set a root password. obviously we want to do that. So I'm going to go yes, put in a password. Make sure you don't forget this password. This is the MySQL database root password. So put in twice. So we basically just follow this. So and I'm just going to go remove anonymous. I'm going to go yes, disallow yes, remove database and test yes, and reload privileges, and we go yes. So it's created our root database with that password that we've just created. So that's brilliant. Now we're going to go and generate an RSA private key. So enter a passphrase so we can put in whatever password you want. Just follow the steps. That's the brilliant thing about this. So most of this, the next bit here, most of it's probably not that important except for one bit. Leave that. The here, so it's important to probably, if you have a domain name that you're using this or whatever, but I tend to just put the IP address that of the jail or of the ownCloud install here. So I'm just going to put the IP address for the ownCloud here, and I just leave everything else blank. Should be okay, and it's going to go through everything. Now it's going to go and install. It's going to pull down ownCloud and install it. Okay, so it basically installed ownCloud, and it says attempting to start the web server, the light T PD here, and for some reason for me it always fails, but that's okay. There's a little script, or it actually tells you what to do. So if we just copy that, so if you just highlight it and then right click, instead of start we click one start. Okay, that'll start the web server there. While we are here, we want to go back, click the spanner button, go back into the jail. In here, this version, user command 0 doesn't work properly. So what we want to put in here is this script, so that it actually automatically starts the web server there. So if you I'm just going to paste this script. So just get a note of that. Type in exactly that. So that's just /bin/sh, and then there's a space there, and then /user local etc. The RC daemon light pvd one start, space there, one start. So that will ensure that every time it boots up, it'll start the web service. So at the moment, that is pretty much it, and we should be able to just go and test it now. So let's just go up here, and remember that it's HTTPS. Put in the jail IP. So I created 200 and port 81, and that's it. So the document root is where ownCloud got installed. So there's no /ownCloud there. Oops, sorry, I typed in the IP wrong. So that's a good thing. It says untrusted because it's a self-assigned certificate. So I just go confirm, and what it'll do is, you can see it's going into ownCloud. So what we do here is put in a username and password, obviously create something secure. Click advanced. I'd leave that default, I wouldn't play around with it, but here you can see we actually have the choice of MySQL database, which is excellent. So in here we want the user with root. The password is that password we typed in before. Like I said, don't forget. Database name can be anything. Database host, the best thing to do is put in localhost here, and then we go finish. And bang, there we have it. So it's running ownCloud inside the jail. So that's pretty neat. If we do that, click save, apply. So I just want to leave it back here. Okay, so what you'll see here is, just to finish off, you can see that it defaults to upload max 2 meg. So what I've found here, what we need to do is, inside the jail, we need to create a new file. So if you just type in this nano user local www ownCloud and .user.ini. So if you go nano, that'll create this new file. What we want to put in here is, if you type in upload underscore max underscore file size, size equals, inverted commas, put whatever file size you want. Even if I put like 10 gig in there, and then post max size, and this is all case sensitive, is I want to put 10 G in there, and then again hit Control O, so it'll save this in these files and then exit out, and then we just got to change the ownership of this file to the user www. So type in CHOWN space www:// space / user local www ownCloud.user.ini. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to stop the web server and restart it. So to do that, user local, just type stop. So that's stopped the server, and now I want to go one start. So it started again, and then if we go over here and we refresh ownCloud, alright, now if you hover there, you can see it's 10 gigs, and this has been working brilliant for me. I haven't had any 10 gigs. I mean, I'm just going to upload a picture. It's not going to be 10 gigs, but I have tested it, and I have uploaded files that are 5-6 gigs. So it's what I've just shown you there seems to work pretty well, and there we have it. Just showing you it's over. There you go. So what we've just gone through is we've created a jail, we've installed ownCloud running a proper MySQL database with RSA encryption to access our ownCloud. So it's all ready to go. So I hope that helps. Please click like, and thanks for watching.